Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, April 17th, 2012. This is Talk to Me Tuesday number 38, and it is Craft Room Tour Day today. Yay! But before we get on to the tour, just a couple things. I had mentioned last week the possibility of doing a picture slideshow at the end of the video to show some of the older stuff that I've done. I've decided to put that off until next week because I do want to try and keep this video as close to the 10 minutes as possible. So hopefully next week I'll be able to do that. Second thing was just to show what I have been working on, and I've really only been working on one thing this week, and it is these flower motifs, these little flower pieces. Don't mind the threads. This is actually a pattern that comes from an Afghan that is on the bed of one of the women I take care of at work. And I've been there for just over a year and decided to finally take the time to look at it, to figure the pattern out, and that's it. I think it's a really pretty pattern. It is quick, it is easy, it takes very little yarn, but it takes 120 of these to make the Afghan that she made. So I am working on that. I am almost halfway done. I do like 10 a day. So after today I will be exactly halfway through. I am going to ask one favor from everyone out there who watches this. I am trying to decide on what color to use to put it together. And I've narrowed it down to 3 possibilities. I can either stick to the green, which is this, and it is the spring green from Red Heart Super Saver that I'm using to edge them with. I can go with a darker green, or I can use black. So everyone who watches, please comment down below, should I stick with this green, use a darker green, or use black? So yeah, help. The only other thing I've done is made this, and it's a little crocheted flower ring. This pattern is actually done by OneVirtuousWoman, otherwise known as OVW's daughter. She came up with this pattern, and I watched a brief tutorial on it yesterday, and since I was done putting the edge on the flower motifs I brought to work, I decided to do this, and I finished it this morning. Very pretty. It's got some little beads to accent in the center, completely crocheted, very quick, very easy. I will put the link in the description to OVW's channel along with the link to the tutorial itself. So if you're interested, then you can go to that and check it out yourself. Other than that, it is time for the tour. I hope everyone enjoys. Okay, see you in just a few. Okay folks, on with the tour. We're going to start out here. This plastic bin and this basket here, that is all the kits I have, counter cross stitch kits, plastic canvas, crochet, knitting, whatever kits I have. I am hoping to kind of, 1 or 2 a month, depending on the length, take care of that. And, here's my snowmen. And I am going to I have said so many times I love snowmen. So, just a brief idea of how many I have. This is a cabinet that's in my craft room. That there is the top of it. And it is like full of snowmen. Then I have in here this full of snowmen. And then we have over here this full of snowmen. And trust me folks, that's not even all. I have some bins here that have craft magazines and stuff to go through. I actually have in here, these are actually dated from 1924, so those I will not part with. Then I have these shelves over here. I have some puzzles on top. I have some beads. I have some more beads. I have my knitting needles in that. I have odds and ends in there. And then down below it's plastic canvas shapes and stuff. There's some beads and the knitting kits. And, we have some poor little snowflakes. Say hi, snowflakes. They have been there for I don't know how long waiting to be starched. and some other stuff. And this is actually a plastic bag I did, a plastic canvas bag. I used to carry my drinks and stuff to work in. We have perler beads and all the little shapes and some other little craft stuff and odds and ends and more magazines. And here's one spot my kitty loves to lay. And there's another spot. You can see it's all like crocheted afghans. Then we kind of skipped this table here. And underneath we have some bins. And I have, in the back is all just hodgepodge of stuff. This is all my crochet threads. This bin actually holds all my stuff, you know, that I use. Different, you know, ornaments. And there's some cardboard and some plastic Easter eggs. You know, stuff that I use to crochet covers for. And I have my little stove that I use for my polymer clay. And then down there is my polymer clay in that box. And some odds and ends yarn, and here's some, you know, UFOs that I haven't finished. There's, you know, the start of a pot holder that never got done, and, you know, this is an afghan I'm working on that I'm doing actually left-handed, so just using up bits of yarn. And here's the bag that Ofen Jen gave me that actually holds all these little flower motifs that I showed, and here's a whole, you know, this is some of what I've been using to do it. And there's some beads and some craft lace and a whole thing full of slippers that I've crocheted. And here's where my sewing machine is. I just have a cover over it. And then I have a basket that I made out of plastic canvas. And it is a sewing basket. And there's like one layer. And then you take that out, and then you have the second layer that has bits and pieces in it. I haven't put the handles on it yet, but I'm not really too worried about it. And then just some random stuff. There's some material over there, and a basket with a bunch of different, you know, crochet notions, buttons and threads and stuff, and just random stuff. And then here is where my crochet books and magazines, all my craft books and stuff are going to go. I'm going to have the smaller ones in this plastic thing, and that's all, you know, like patterns from that you get at the craft store or come around the yarn. And here's a bunch of different, you know, craft books and magazines. These are all keepers here, so. And here's just some odds and ends, you know, that I've found as I've gone through stuff. And, you know, I have my bottle cap, this little purse that I've done. And I have this purse that I've done using the pull tabs. I used to sell these at work like hotcakes. They went really fast because they were neat. And I have this here bag, which is a bunch of different squares that I've done. And I'm gathering those all up. I'm really thinking of just putting them all together. And of course here we have Miss Kitty, who's in one of her favorite places. This is all just afghans that I've done, and she loves to lay there. Say hello, Miss Kitty. She got in the video, she was worried about that. And then we have the yarn. Yay! This is all worsted weight yarn on this shelf. Full. I have a bag here. This is one of the bags I've been pulling colors out of to do the afghan. Then I have a box of baby and sport weight yarn. I have a box behind these three that's my furry yarns and dazzlers. And then of course we have boxes down there with bulky weight and fingering weight. And these are all UFOs and stuff I have to go through. Then we have this bag that's just chock full of all kinds of neat, different specialty yarns in there. And my basket here that has, this is actually the serging thread that I use to make my interlocking crochet pouch out of, and some sport weight yarn I bought. And then this bin in this big, and I don't even think I can get the size of that bin in there. is full of yarn. They can't fit any more yarn in there. So yeah, but that's it. Pretty much in a nutshell. So there's my craft room. It's not quite done, but it'll get there. Okay, so back to me. Bye. Okay, hope everyone enjoyed the tour. Look forward to watching everyone's videos. I hope everyone had a wonderfully crafty week, a wonderfully crafty weekend, and for me it is good night. For you it is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Whatever it is, I really do hope it's a good one. See ya. Goodbye.